for now, I'm going to stream Vintage for you guys, and I'm going to play Eternal on the side for fun. And we'll see where that ends up in the next couple months, basically. We have to see where Paper goes. To me, it looks like they're going to be phasing out Paper tournaments, too. So who knows? That's just the kind of outset that I saw from it. But if these Pro Tour qualifier magic, I don't know what they're called now. If those Pro Tour qualifiers are reasonable, I'll probably be playing in those because I do like to compete and I do like to play in large Magic Paper tournaments, but we'll see. Anyways, this is round 5 of the Vintage Challenge. We're playing Esper Paradoxical Outcome. We're currently 3-1. If we win this game, we're looking like we're in a good spot to make a shot at the top 8. If we lose, not good for us. So we'll see how we can do. We're versus Bosley. Let's do this. I've got tons of fast mana. A Demonic Tutor for a PO. We're in a really good spot by keeping this hand. Yeah, I'm not sure. I haven't played against Bosley in a while. I would be hesitant to just snap off Demonic Tutor for something like Ancestral Recall without knowing if he's a misstep deck or not. I will bait through with this top, though. See what this top does. No response from the top. We can't really play around Mindbreak Trap in any meaningful way, because if I do resolve this Demonic Tutor, I do want to get PO. Because I do want to cast this Demonic Tutor this turn. I think that's the most valuable thing. So what we'll do is we'll cast Demonic Tutor. We'll go get a PO. At the end of his turn, we will crack this fetch and do some spinning and see if we can't set up a little insurance policy or something. We have to see what he's on, but I want to play out all the cards I possibly can, because if he is on shops, it's very detrimental for us to keep any kind of Moxen in our hand. He's not on shops, he's on blue mana, so we have to be careful of Flusterstorm, Pyroblast, Mental Misstep, cards like that. What I'm going to do is I'm probably not going to be casting PO on my turn. It's very Jesus Christ. Oh my lord. It's very likely that we'll be casting PO on his end step and then POing again on our turn. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to order it with the Lotus on top and the PO underneath it. This is a really nice spin, actually. We're going to be able to go PO on his turn. If he counters it, fine. Untap, PO on our turn. If he counters it, fine. Yawgmoth's Will, you know? Like, we got a good setup here. So, this is exactly the kind of draw that you want against... Well, not exactly the kind of draw you want against a Xerox deck, but it's one of the better kinds of draws where you have a good opening with fast mana, and then a series of threats. If you have one threat, it's a little bit weak against these kind of decks, but if you have a series of threats that they have to continually counter over and over again, it puts you in a really, really good place. So, one thing we do want to think about is if we want to be tapping our Divining Top when we cast PO. Oh, this is interesting. I wonder if that means he's going to cast Ancestral Recall. What could this mean? Underground Sea means we're not getting Pyroblasted. Thought Scour. Huh. He mills our Lotus and our outcome. That's fine. I could just put the top on top, but that's not even that good. Thought Scour targeting me. So he put my Lotus in PO. Little does he know we still have a Yawgmoth's Will. I think we're actually just going to go with Yawgmoth's Will then. He has mana drains? Alright, I would definitely like to start attacking now. So, I think it might have been wrong to let the Thought Scour resolve. We could have topped and got to keep the Lotus. I definitely am a little upset that I let that happen. I think I would have rather had a Lotus than a Divining Top. Yes, we always want fast mana and threats. I agree. So what's my best play here? I really think we should probably lead with Will. No, I think PO is probably just slightly better. PO with no top activation. So does he have a force? I really screwed up by not activating my top. That was the real problem was that. Because if I activated my top in response to Thought Scour, I would have gotten to keep Lotus, which would let me have gone PO and then Lotus Yogwill, you know, and PO again. I would have been able to win the game this turn if I had activated my top in response, but I made a big mistake. Someone throw the punt counter up there. I didn't even think about Thought Scour targeting myself. Someone hit me with that punt. There we go. Yeah, I think I basically had a winning line that turn, and I screwed it up. I just screwed it up basically. Not good. So I did have enough mana. So last turn I can, if I have a Lotus instead of a top, I have enough mana to then Yogwill Pio. I do. Trying to figure out which one of these is a better play. Probably just Vamp. I'm not gonna cast Vamp for Tinker. The problem with that line is it's very likely he has a misstep. Oh my god, is he gonna Thought Scour me again? So the way I ordered it, I'm gonna lose Vamp and Merchant Scroll. That's not really the biggest deal. Yeah, that's fine. We have a Yogwill in our hand, so as long as this resolves, we're in really good shape. So I can Demonic Tutor for a Force of Will. I could also Vampiric Tutor for a Force of Will. Because I have a Delta in my yard, I have 6 mana. So I can go get a Force of Will. Which I'm going to do. I can scroll for a Force of Will. I can literally do anything for a Force of Will. Let's scroll for a Force of Will. That's a much better play. So I scroll. I'm going to go get a Force of Will. That way I can back up this PO, and then we just PO. Our PO is for 4+1. And we have a million fast mana. Yeah, we won this game anyways. Let's take a look at what he's working with. He might concede to the probe. Yeah, he'll concede to the probe. Not bad, not bad. Up, down, up, down. Yeah, I would have liked to play that game slightly differently with the emphasis on playing around Thought Scour a little better. I was a little bewildered by the fact that he cast Thought Scour and then did not think it through. But we had a really strong hand, and that's one of the reasons why I play Yogwill instead of Treasure Cruise. It's just such a more, it's like way higher power level. So against this bug list, maybe, is what we're thinking. Let's see if we can go find a list. What is this man's name? Bosley. MTGO. Not Ian Bosley, just Bosley. I got nothing. I'm rolling on a hard 0. That's a little awkward. The game, vintage, advanced search options, Bosley, advanced deck options, player name, Bosley. Yeah, I got nothing for vintage for him. All right, I think we'll just do, we're definitely going to maybe board in some of our mid-range threats. I'd like to put a Caracas in the deck in case he has something like a Leovold. I'd like to get a little bit more counter magic with a Flusterstorm. I typically don't like too many of these 1-drops versus Mental Misstep. Fragmentize is only really going to hit a Null Rod if he brings it in, so I'm going to take a Fragmentize out. I'm going to take the Hercules Recall out. I'll leave my 1 outer to that to be Repeal. Typically against Bug, all they have is Jace to bounce the Blightsteel, so I do like to keep in Tinker Blightsteel. I think we can go down on 1 Opal. And then 1 like, I mean, Camball's not great, right? Camball's like okay. I don't even think Camball's that good. I'd rather have more firepower than a Camball, especially if he's playing something like a Deathrite Shaman deck. Let's go. Let's do something like this. I think this is fine. Okay, so game 2 versus Bosley, we have a bunch of fast mana, Yogg-Will, Demonic Tutor. This is a really strong hand. I'm in for this. We can lead with Demonic Tutor, Lotus. 1, 2, 3. Demonic Tutor, Lotus, 4 mana. And then we can just play a Karn, and then we can Yogg-Will the next turn. That's pretty insane. So he is playing Bug. That's a Deathrite Shaman. So let's go. Oh man, that would have been good if I had a blue card, huh? I'll just force him to have a force here. I think it's pretty reasonable for us to just go for it. Demonic Tutor, Black Lotus, Black Lotus. You might counter that if you really wanted to. Karn? Wish I had a blue card for this force, but Karn resolved. I'm actually gonna plus here and see if I can get a blue card into my hand. Don't really need the construct right now. 2 cards revealed were Brainstorm and Opal. He'll probably give me Brainstorm. No, he gave me Opal. I'll play out the Opal. He knows about it. Alright, so we have a Brainstorm. So I can't counter anything here. But I can really beat a lot of his best threats like Leovold with balance. So though a Wasteland's pretty good. What's this gonna be? Null Rod? Wow, yeah, Null Rod's really good. Couldn't hit the blue card for Force of Will. So we really need to hit lands now. We don't really have much option besides just try to make the beatdown plan happen. Shouldn't F6 though, because I have counter magic. We get to make up to 3 constructs, which should be good enough. And if we ever hit a land, we get to make them bigger with top. Yeah, Ponder's fine. Yeah, it's a little unfortunate we didn't have the second blue card. He picked correctly off of his brainstorm. See what he does with this mana here. Dark Confidant. I think I'm just going to counter it. It doesn't really matter. It's going to help my clock. I actually don't think I care. Do I care? Oh, it's so close to me not caring. No, I think I care. I don't want him to like draw ancestrals and stuff, right? What's the worst thing that can happen to me? Energy flux? I feel like I can not care about this if I wanted to. It's gotta be pretty close though. He's got 3 cards in hand? Screw that shit. I'm countering this. I like the board position I'm currently in, man. I think I like the plan that I'm going with here. I don't have to make another construct this turn either. I can plus. Jesus Christ, there was a Goyf in his deck? Okay. If we hit a land, Goyf is fine. We're going to be bigger than Goyf. That's unfortunate. Alright, I guess I'm going to plus this Karn. Hopefully it's 2 lands. Dig through time walk is not good for us. Maybe I just don't even want these Flusterstorms in the deck. We've hit no lands off the top is a little unfortunate. I'm still kind of glad I countered Bob. It would have buried me. He doesn't really have an attack here. Are you going to attack? That's not really a good attack. You're going to attack? I mean, I'm going to double block. Like that's a really easy one. If I get like Fatal Push or something, like, or Abrupt Decay, like whatever. You have an Abrupt Decay? Unfortunate. Assassin's Trophy is not as bad as Abrupt Decay. So, unfortunately, our Karn is still not going to be big enough. We need a white land so we can balance after. Flusterstorm doesn't seem good in this matchup, but this is not... We didn't really know what was in his deck. I didn't think he'd have a Tarmogoyf in his deck, okay? Fortunately, I have to make this token. Oh, I guess it doesn't really matter because now he can swing with his Shaman. Not gonna swing with the Shaman? Alright, I'll definitely chump again. If I draw a fetch land, I can balance, which is gonna be really good. I thought we might be able to pull this game out until the Tarmogoyf came down, unfortunately. I have to make that double block play every time, too, I think. Don't believe I can ever not make that double block. They're gonna be a Jace. Jace makes my balance plan a little unfortunate. Snap. Assassin's Trophy my island, or Assassin's Trophy my Karn. Yeah, that's really unfortunate. Because we're not playing a freaking deck with multiple islands in it. Oh, alright, we're dead this game, unfortunately. We would have drawn a white land too. It's so unfortunate. Just dead on board. Assassin's Trophy has been brutal this game, but in general, I think it's pretty bad. Okay, so I don't really want these Flusterstorms anymore. Playing way more creatures than I thought. Let's put the key back in, and let's put Put the Fragmentize back in. Just give me an out to the Null Rod. I mean, I knew that there was some bug lists floating around that played it. And that's kind of what I assumed was happening when he attacked with the Tarmogoyf. I assumed he had an Assassin's Trophy or an Abrupt Decay. Oh man, why do I get hands like this? This is like the super medium. We'll keep it though. This is like the most medium. I think I have to bottom both of them. Ah, Tinker's so powerful. Maybe I don't want to bottom Tinker. No, I need freaking Moxen. I need Moxen really badly. That's not what I wanted. I don't think you can keep the Tinker there. I think our hand's like so slow already. I'm really looking for a Moxen so I can snap Ancestral next turn, but obviously the card under Tinker was going to be Time Vault every time, right? So this is just gonna get Flusterstormed. Of course it's gonna get Flusterstormed. Why wouldn't it get Flusterstormed? Oh, we're gonna lose this game absolutely horribly. Yeah, this game's pretty much over. Drawn quite badly again. He's leaving up Assassin's Trophy for the Time Vault that I'm playing this turn. That's great. So he is playing Leovolds, huh? And a Nature's Claim? Ugh. I guess I'm not playing the Time Vault into this. I'm also not playing the Caracas out right now. Does leave me the option to top key this turn. So the best I can make on this guy is a 2/2, so I'd rather just get a card right now. We'll really use a blue card as well. Soul Ring or Tolarian Academy. Give me Soul Ring. Alright, well I can bounce this. He draws a card, but it's not the biggest deal. Do I bounce this? Yeah, I think that's fine. It means he doesn't get to use his mana to play Jace this turn. Unless he's still going to play Jace this turn. That's fine with me too. Yeah, that's fine. Look at the top card of whose library? My library? Sure. You put it on the bottom? Sure. Rainstorm? Sure. We lose our Force of Will card, but I think that's fine. He's gonna have a mental misstep now? Unfortunate. I will put pressure on this Jace, though. I'm not going to play out my Time Vault, because I don't want it to get Nature's Claimed, but... I think I've seen all of these besides. This is an interesting battle. gonna be interesting to see what he does with Jace this turn. I wonder where he bottomed. Sure, that's fine. He's gonna play one of his Leovolds this turn. I'm just gonna hardcast a Force. This is a tempo advantage. I don't think I want to Caracas it. That one's like a little questionable. I'd like to think about it more, but I don't really want to. Sapphire. I think I need to put another pressure on this Jace. Ah, God, he just has another Leovold to follow up. I guess I need to draw cards. Time Walk and Force. That's an interesting one. I guess he gets to give me Force. Yeah, it doesn't actually put any pressure. It does stop him from brainstorming with a Jace is the thing it does do. So now it comes down to, do I want to force a second Leovold? Which I don't think I do. I think I want to bounce it. At the very least, we could get Time Walk next turn. I guess we'll just Caracas it if he plays it. Yeah, I think that's fine. He does cantrip every time he does it, but I think that's not that bad for us. Okay, balance. Wish we had Force of Will now. If we had Force of Will, we'd be in a much better spot now. So I could play out my cards in balance. I guess I can still do it because he's likely to Nature's Claim the Time Vault. How much mana do I have? I can balance with Hardcast Force right now. I need to play my Time Vault out first, though. 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, 9. I cannot do the Time Walk and do everything. Unless I go get Tolarian after. I think we just force the issue. No, I like forcing the issue this turn, actually. It's really bad against Fluster, but like he's going to Nature's Claim, and then I'm gonna force. That way I can get rid of his hand. He has his own Force of Will. Yeah, I mean you're 100. He's gonna force it for sure. He's gonna force the balance though, right? Yeah. So that was pretty good. He exiled his Leovold, it looks like. Right? Yeah, he exiled Leovold. So we'll just plus our Karn again. Another Karn or a Lotus. So he gives us a Lotus. No real reason to play the Lotus. So we were able to weaken his hand a little bit there. Could see a Null Rod coming down this turn though. We have a Time Walk next turn. We want to Time Walk. It's just a treasure cruise. That's unfortunate. Guess we're just dead. It's really unfortunate. I think this whole game was just a real... Oh, what's happening? Cruise? Dig through time? Whatever it is, we're probably dead. Snapcaster... Ancestral Recall? Oh, I didn't even see him cast Ancestral Recall because I have it F6. Yeah, so he had, you know, he spun into Recall, Snap Recall, so basically can't ever win from that position. I guess we could draw Key right now if he has nothing. Armagoyf. Time Walk? Unreal, dude. Can you, like, draw better than that? Jesus Christ. Deck is probably unplayable, but got wrecked. So Karn's down, so now we can't Time Walk. He left the top card on top, so we're basically dead. That's really unfortunate. Our hand was really, really bad. Snap Time Walk, yeah. You missed lethal? Yeah, of course you did. If you have Snap Time Walk, you're just supposed to attack me. This is so frustrating. Alright, whatever. Like, can you play worse? I don't mean it, Bosley. I'm just tilted. It's a rough way to lose out on being able to top 8. Just miss lethal, though.